It's November 15th, 2014. How's the blue tarp situation, Steve?
I haven't checked on it recently, but I think there's still a blue tarp, but it may not be in Pennsylvania anymore.
I think the ice may have melted.
No, 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 no.
No, they kept the
There's
ice
a lot of
frozen?
ice. Oh, it might be frozen now.
Oh, okay.
Whatever.
And this is your Fortean Slip news. Yeah!
Our first story tonight comes from the most
Tonight?
reliable.
We're
Today, this
recording
morning,
at
actually, it's
fucking
6:42.
6 in the something in the morning.
6:42 a.m. This is the earliest we've ever done the news, so this ought to be a good one. Huffington Post. I love the Huffington Post. They have some good stories. The first story is about an airline passenger who films a UFO flying over Iran. A passenger on board a commercial airliner has caught some astonishing footage of a disc-shaped UFO flying underneath their plane. The aircraft was flying over Iranian is it Iranian or Iranian? I don't know. Airspace at the time, and there's been no word from any government or organization claiming it to be theirs. While the object itself is small in the video, what's clear is that it definitely doesn't have wings in the conventional sense. Instead, the object appears to be completely round in shape, echoing the classic designs of UFOs we've seen in the past.
Are you
Is it an
saying it
alien
didn't have its
craft?
Red Bull?
What's that?
Are you
Oh,
saying
it doesn't have wings, so it hasn't had any Red Bull.
maybe it's it can get into that class action lawsuit against Red Bull?
There's a class action lawsuit. Oh, you'll have to
Yeah,
send me a link.
you get like $5 if you drank like I don't know, like 2 Red Bulls in the past 5 years or some shit. I
I
think.
know a Red Bull delivery guy, and he used to give us free Red Bull. It was great.
Yeah,
So I've drank two, so maybe I can get. Yeah.
yeah, there you go.
Anyways, is it an alien craft? Or is it simply an experimental aircraft? Either way, it's just as likely that both are just as exciting. It's probably aliens, I'm guessing.
If we ask fucking Crazy Hair, he'll say
Sukalos.
aliens. Or is that only if it's like in some like archaeological find?
I think it has to be
It has to
ancient.
be from fucking forever ago.
Probably. I don't
Anything
know.
anything
Haven't
recent,
spoken.
he's not in.
Well, he might be in, but he
Okay.
prefers the ancient aliens. He, you know,
I
he
gotcha.
likes the old stuff,
I gotcha.
I think. From Paraguay, this is according to CBSNews.com. An indigenous woman was burned alive in Paraguay after being accused of witchcraft.
Burn the
A,
witch!
a local prosecutor confirmed Wednesday. Prosecutor Fanny Aguilera. Fanny Aguilera. I don't know why that makes me laugh.
Fucking Fanny.
Fanny. That is her name. Fanny Aguilera. Said that members of the Mibia Guarani ethnic group tied 45-year-old Adolfina Ocampos to a wooden pole and shot arrows at her before they burned her alive. Jeez, they're nice people, aren't they?
I fucking
Oh,
often,
fuck.
when I'm gonna burn a witch alive, you gotta fucking riddle him with arrows first.
Maybe they just missed with the arrows, so they just figured, fuck it. Ocampos was sentenced to death last week by the community's chief. In God, Chris, why do you give me these stories with things I can't read in them? The name of the city is Tahayi. Tahayi.
I'm sure it is.
Tahehyi. Tahiyi. A village some 180 miles north of the capital, Asuncion. The date of the killing was unclear. Aguilera has charged 9 men in the village with first-degree murder, and they have already acknowledged killing the woman. A report by the UN Refugees Agency estimates that thousands of people worldwide are accused of being witches every year. The UN says they are often abused, cast out of their families and communities, and sometimes killed. But the case here is unusual. I've been working in Paraguay for 40 years, and I can't remember a similar episode of execution for alleged sorcery, said Joseph Sardini, an Italian anthropologist and Catholic priest. What the hell?
You gotta kill witches, man.
He's an anthropologist and a Catholic priest. The tragic death of this woman is isolated and out of the ordinary with the coexistence of Paraguay's 20 ethnic indigenous groups. In general, the Indians are very peaceful and tolerant. The state's agency
Until they think you're a fucking witch.
Apparently. The state agency for the protection of indigenous peoples said in a statement Wednesday that although the indigenous communities are ruled by customary law, their acts cannot violate the constitutional rights of respecting the life and the liberty of people. Unless, of course, you're a witch.
Yeah, if you're a witch, we burn you.
And here's a really popular story. This one's from the Examiner, but I'm sure it's on other websites too. You know who Theresa Caputo is, right, Chris?
Yeah, she's a fraud.
Okay. Well, let's read the article. Maybe it says she's not.
Oh.
Well, we'll see. A popular New York television personality.
Speak to the dead?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
A popular New York television personality famous for being a medium that can talk to the dead is back in the news.
Maybe and she's a
being
small.
Accused of...
No, she's definitely not a small.
No, she's a medium. No, she might even be a large. I don't know. Anyway, she's being accused of scamming her fans and giving false readings again. According to a television show host that she did a reading on earlier this year, the so-called psychic has been faking her readings. The Fashion and Style, which is a magazine, reported yesterday. Long Island medium star and You Can't Make This Stuff Up author Theresa Caputo is under fire from her fans because many of them are upset about their readings and complaining that she ripped them off during various events. Caputo is also being accused of giving a fake reading to the Real Housewives producer and television host Andy Cohen from Bravo's Watch What Happens Live back in March. Cohen said that Caputo did a lot of fishing when she did his reading. Really? Cohen reveals in his new book, The Andy Cohen Diaries, a deep look at a shallow year, that he wasn't satisfied with the reading. He claims that Caputo does extensive research on clients before she does a reading on them. She seemed off, and almost every reading was like pulling teeth to match up info. She was really grasping at straws, and did a lot of fishing. Some readings were just off the mark. There were 3 levels of seating and 2,500 people in attendance, and Theresa spent the whole time on the first floor. One of Caputo's former fans wrote to Ron Thibault of Sci-Fake? Oh, Sci-Fake. That sounds cool. Back in June. Many of Caputo's fans insist that she doesn't have a real gift and that her assistants are helping her pull off a giant scam to defraud people of their money. Yeah. This isn't the first time Caputo has been accused of scamming her fans. James Randi published in an article in Wired magazine about the controversial television psychic. Caputo does what is known in my trade as a cold reading. The very best practitioners can pick up enough information in what seems like innocent, idle conversation to convince you that they know very specific things about you.
They can pick up shit to convince a dummy.
Yes. The scientific phenomenon is called the Forer effect, giving credence to vague observations that seem personal. Mediums cannot show they do anything more than a cold reading, nor that what the TV audience sees is just selectively edited to show hits and ignore the misses, Randy said in the article. It's been known for a long time, Chris, that psychics, do cold readings. It's not...
Can see the future?
Not out of the ordinary. Well, I can see the future. I predict that I'm going to read another story.
Oh.
From Gawker.com. See that?
Oh.
This is my favorite story of the night, Chris. Thank you for finding it. It's great. Police say a man with no hands and no legs is armed and on the run.
He's running.
Authorities in Florida are searching for an armed quadruple amputee.
How the fuck is... Like, what does he have? Does he have like a fucking claw hand with a gun? And how does he pull the fucking trigger?
Well, I haven't even got to that part in the story. I know you've read it already, but he is armed, apparently.
Actually, I didn't read it.
Oh, I did say armed, didn't I? An armed quadruple. Well, actually, he's probably not armed at all. We're not picking on amputees here. This is a serious news story.
All right, all right.
Anyway, he's reportedly been on the run since Tuesday. The police are hoping to question him.
He's been on his stump since Tuesday.
Police have been hoping to question him about his involvement in a double murder. Sam Petrosino.
The people had these huge bruises on them that looked like appendages had just been driven into them repeatedly.
He reportedly lost his legs, hands, and parts of his arms to bacterial meningitis years ago. Police say he moved in with his parents last week after separating from his wife amidst some serious financial issues. Both of his parents were both found dead Tuesday morning after Sean's mother, Nancy Petrosino, failed to show up for her job as a school teacher. Sean Petrosino was last seen on an ATM surveillance camera Tuesday morning. Although police say he's currently a person of interest and not an official suspect in a double murder, a spokesperson did caution that he's armed with a gun.
How the fuck is he fucking...
Well, here's how it works, Chris. A prosthetics expert told the Orlando Sentinel, you don't need a hand to shoot. Both your parents, just the will, and most guns can apparently be fired by the handless without special devices.
Oh!
So there you go.
Good to know. What do you call a guy with no arms and no legs in the water, Steve?
I would call him Bob.
No, he's fucked. Completely fucked.
Oh my god. Yeah, pretty much.
I want to know how he shoots the fucking gun. That's all I want to know.
How do you lose track of a quadruple amputee with no legs?
Well, I mean, he could be able to drive a car. He's got if I've seen the pictures of him, he's kind of got.
He's actually got legs, and actually looks like he's got shoes on his missing feet.
Something, I don't fucking know, but I want to know how he shoots the fucking gun.
Yeah, because his hands are just nubbed. I mean, there are no hands; they're nubbed.
Stubs.
So, I mean, and they're not like little pointy stubs where you could fit it in the trigger or anything. I mean, they're big, fat, ugly-looking things.
Yeah. Are you being are you dissing on amputee people?
No. No, I had it. Well, I don't know any.
Steve, I was just wondering why you couldn't shoot the fucking gun. You're making fun of the man.
I never made fun of the guy.
What's your fucking problem? Is
story? I gotta read one of the
man fucking lost his arms to bacterial meningitis. What the fuck's wrong with you?
I'm just an asshole.
You're right.
Somebody writes in the comment section. What's the point of chasing him? He's already been defeated.